Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiv Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Dheere. Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. So I hope everybody had wonderful month of Kartik, and you all enjoyed your chanting and whatever austerities you all performed. So, but the last day of Kartik, which was, I don't know, is it today still in India or it was yesterday? So it is Kartik Purnima.
Yesterday.
Krishna does his another wonderful, although yes, also. So it was the disappearance day of Kansa yesterday. And Tulsi Shaligram Vivaha we celebrate, but it's a day also when Tulsi Devi appears on planet Earth in the material world. So it's very, very auspicious day, and it's Purnima, and discussing the story. So if you remember, there was this story when Krishna and Srimati Radharani, they were in Golok Vrindavan, and Krishna had to come. It was time for them to perform the dance. So she and her brother Sridham, they cursed each other. Okay. What had happened? Krishna was with Srimati Radharani in a kunja, enjoying. Then all of a sudden, he leaves her, and another gopi. Her name is Viraja. Viraja gopi is kunja. And then here Srimati Radharani got alone, and then she started looking for Krishna. So another gopi, other gopis, because Radharani has trillions of gopis in spiritual world. So gopis came and they told her, oh, he's found with this gopi Viraja in her kunja. So Srimati Radharani started crying. She said, oh, I have to go and catch man, red-handed. So she started to go to that Viraja Gopi's kunja. And there's a beautiful, beautiful description of the chariot that Radharani took. I believe I posted the description of the chariot. It was white. It had 10,000 wheels. They were like gardens, there were palaces, there were waterfalls on that chariot. There were 10 million columns on the chariot, and every column was decorated with beautiful gems and emeralds and rubies and diamonds. And just like in the material world, when we go and buy all these stones, precious stones, they just look good. But in the spiritual world, since everything is conscious, so are the stones, and they have the fragrance also. Not just a shine, not just a look, not just a size, not just a color, but the fragrance of Radharani. And then Srimati Radharani, on that chariot, she sat down and with her trillions of that chariot moved towards her, and that chariot, imagine how the river. So she reached Virga Gopi's Kunja, and then her brother Sridham is a no, he's a close associate in the friends of Krishna at the gate, and along with billions of gopis of Virja Gopis group. So Sridham said, because she saw Radharani was very angry, and he told her that you cannot enter. And she was, you cannot stop me. I'm going to go see Krishna, and if he is with this Virja Gopi or not. And Sridham said, no, 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 you cannot enter right now. And they're both a brother and sister. And so Radharani was so angry, she cursed him. Oh, you're taking side of this debauchee and you're acting like a demon. So you become a demon. You go to earth and you become a demon. And he said, oh, you're putting blame on my master Krishna. If he wants, he can make billions of Radharanis like you. And he said, and Sridham said, but you are acting like just like a normal material world lady. You're not acting like a spiritual person. So you also go to earth. And because you're putting blame on my friend Krishna, you'll be in separation from him. So they both did that in the Kunja. And actually, because I have to get to Tulsi Devi's story, so Krishna comes out, and then Radharani approaches him. Oh, Krishna, I cursed Sridham, and she was feeling bad. And then Sridham also, I cursed her. Krishna was like, okay, this was time for us to go to earth and perform our pastimes. And okay, so 100 years we will be separated, he tells Radharani. But that's okay. 100 years on earth is not a whole lot of time. So that was the reason Krishna and Radharani had to be separated when they came and performed the pastimes on earth. Now Sridham, because Radharani had cursed him, that you become a demon. Now, if a personal associate of Krishna becomes a demon, he cannot be just an ordinary demon. So he became the demon named Shankhachuda. and so I'll now we come on earth. So what had happened? There was this Manu, and he had his son. Manu was Daksha Savarani Manu, and his sons, and they were all Vaishnavas. And but further person in their line, I'm forgetting his name. His name was Vrishadhvaj. Further person in their line, Vrishdhavaj. Vrishdhavaj was a great devotee of Lord Shiva. So this is happening in the previous day of Brahmaji, not 5,000 years ago, when Krishna came to perform his pastime. It was the previous day of Brahmaji. So Vrishdhavaj, he was a great devotee of Lord Shiva. Although his father, his grandfather, they were all Vaishnavas, but he is somehow a big devotee of Lord Shiva. And he was such a great devotee of Shiva that he would not even accept or admit any other demigod. Even Brahmaji, other demigods, he would not even care for them. So other demigods got angry with him. They went to Brahmaji and they said, what is this going on? He performs his sacrifice, but he doesn't even give us our share of sacrifice. He gives everything to Shiva. And Lord Shiva was so pleased with this devotee Vrishdhaja that he started living in his palace. Shivji was living personally in the palace of Vrishdhaja. But then, when all the demigods went to Brahmaji, and Brahmaji said, "Okay, let me see what I can do." But meanwhile, sun god got angry. Suryadev got angry with Vrishdhaja, and he cursed him that you will not have any opulence in your family. So Shivji got angry. How can you curse my devotee? And they both was about to fight, and Narayan, Lord Vishnu appeared. And, okay, calm down, and you do your work. If they somehow he pacified both of them. But the curse was still there. So slowly, Vrishdhaja, he lost all his opulence. So then he had two sons. Um, their names were, okay, uh, because all these demigods, they actually went to Shvetadvip to Kshirodaksha Vishnu to sort out the situation. And Kshirodaksha Vishnu said, since you came here, I mean, so many yugas have passed on earth, so that King Vrishdhaja has already died. His son Hansadhwaja was there and he died. The Hansadhwaja had two sons, Dharamdhwaja and Kushadhwaja. So they both were great Vaishnavas, but they didn't have any opulence because of Suryadev's curse. So both these brothers, they started worshipping goddess Lakshmi. So because they wanted some opulence for them to run the kingdom. So Lakshmi ji got pleased by their worship, and she decided to appear in their house. So she appeared in the house of, I think, Dharamdwaja. Dharamdwaja had his wife's name was Madhvi, and they both were Vaishnavas. And she appeared. Now, Lakshmi ji, who's consort of Kshirodaksha Vishnu, she is an expansion of Srimati Radharani. So, this Lakshmi ji expanded herself as Tulasi Devi, as a daughter of Dharamdwaja and Madhvi in the material world. So, this Tulasi Devi, and because she was from very beginning, she was a devotee of Krishna. She was a Vaishnava. So she appeared on this day, Kartik Purnima, the last day of Kartik. And when she appeared, of course, she was a very beautiful girl, and she had on her lotus feet there were special imprints, and when she got little old, or sometimes they say, as soon as she was born, she went to Badrinath to do tapasya because she wanted to have Narayan as her husband. She did tapasya for 100,000 years. So 20,000 years, she just subsisted on fruits and water. 30,000 years, dry leaves. 40,000 years, only on air. And next 10,000 years, nothing. She ate nothing and stood on one leg. And what was her tapasya for? She wanted to have Narayan as her husband. So Brahmaji, after this long tapasya, Brahmaji appeared. He came in the sky and he gave her all the benedictions. He said, you will have Narayan as your husband. But before that, actually what had happened, when Radharani cursed Sridham in Golok Vrindavan, and she cursed him, you become a demon and go on earth. She actually knew this Gopi, whose name is Vrinda. Vrinda had, of course, she had Krishna in her heart, but she had some soft corner for Sridham. Some inclination, some attraction towards Sridham. But in the spiritual world, I mean, these desires cannot be fulfilled. So to fulfill those desires, you have to come on. So Srimati Radharani knew this. So indirectly, she gave them the chance to unite in the material world. So Brahmaji told Tulsi, the name Tulsi actually means who has no comparison, no tulna. So this is how beautiful, how loving she is for, how much love she has for Krishna. There is no comparison. So Brahmaji said, first you fulfill that desire, and then you will have Narayan as your husband. Okay, fine. So, so now Shankchuda had to appear. So there was a demon. I'm forgetting the name of that father of Shankchuda. So he did plenty of tapasya because he wanted to get lots of powers to defeat all these demigods, devas. So he did lots of tapasya, and then because of his tapasya, this Shankchuda was born in his house. And this Shankchuda actually was Sridham, but he appeared as a big, very powerful demon. And this Shankchuda was so powerful, he could just defeat anybody and everybody because he's personal associate of Krishna. Who could defeat him? Not any demigod could defeat him. But then, when his father's name was Dambha. Dambha, he was performing tapasya at Pushkar. And when Lord Vishnu himself appeared and he gave him this blessing of son, who was Shankchuda. So somehow this Shankchuda, okay, and then Brahmaji also appeared and he gave the blessings to the son Shankchuda and Shankchuda became very powerful. And Brahmaji told him that there is a girl named Tulsi, and you have to first go marry her. And Brahmaji gave him a divine necklace. That if as long as you are wearing this necklace, and as long as your wife is chaste towards you, nobody in the whole universe can defeat you. And Tulsi, she was from very birth, she was very chaste, and she knew that she has to marry Shankchuda because that was Sridham. So Brahmaji told Shankchuda, go to Badrinath, first you marry Tulsi, and then we'll see how the whole thing goes. So Shankchuda goes to Badrinath, and then Tulsi Devi first wanted to test this man Shankchuda. So Tulsi Devi first tested him that how can you trust a single woman sitting in the forest, and I could be anybody, and this and that. And Shankchuda heard everything, and he said, see, Brahmaji has told me to come and marry you, and I'm here to marry you. So anyway, so they both get married, and this scripture tells they went all over the universe and roaming around in different gardens and different ponds. They really had enjoyed. So Tulsi Devi marries Shankchuda. So one day, I'm gonna just fast forward the story a little. So Shankchuda had this, he was getting so powerful that all the demigods were really afraid of him, picking up fight with him or going for a war with him. So Vishnuji, he created a trident and he gave it to Shivji that you're going to fight with Shankchuda. Shankchoda. And 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 used this trident to kill. And his wife is so chaste because every time Shankhuda would go out for fight, Tulsi Devi would just sit when Shankhuda had to go. So somehow it kicked me out. So before Shankhuda had to go, so just before his departure, he had oops, what happened there? So he spent his time with Tulsi, and then he went for the war. Tulsi Devi did all the pujas and all the decorations on him, and he went for war. And the war was going on, and nobody could defeat him. Shivji personally, I mean, Bhadrakali was there, Nandeshwar, Veerbhadra from Shivji's side. Everybody was there fighting against Shankhuda, but nobody could defeat him. Shivji personally had to come in the war, and they were fighting, and big time fight was going on. And Vishnuji, he took the form of a very old Brahman, simple Brahman, in the middle of the war. And he goes to Shankhuda. And Shankhuda, he respected Brahmins, and he said, Brahman, how come you're here in the middle of the war? What do you want? And Brahman said, I want your necklace. Shankhuda really respected him, and he gave his necklace to Vishnu. And then Vishnuji just indicated to Shivji that you keep on fighting, and now I'll go to Tulsi. So Vishnuji went to Tulsi's house, the palace of Shankhuda. But he took the form of Shankhuda. In some scriptures, or maybe some kalpa of Brahmaji, this incident happened that his name was Jalandhar, not Shankhuda. So Jalandhar is also one of the maybe one kalpa. His name was Jalandhar, and one kalpa his name was Shankhuda. So Vishnu goes to the house of palace of Shankhuda, and he makes an announcement that I have won the war and I have come back. And Tulsi comes out, oh come! He invites Vishnu in the form of Shankhuda inside the palace, and then she's asking what happened in the war. And Shankhuda said, oh, actually Vishnu appeared and he made a truce between us and demigods. So they all went back. So basically, we all had a truce, a treaty. So we ended the war. So I will come here. So Tulsi was very happy that Shankhuda was back, but in the war, the fight was still going on. And then she fed him, and she was with him. And all of a sudden, Tulsi felt that this man's is not the same. Sat down on the bed and my husband. You cannot be my husband. You have defiled me. You have broken my chastity. Who are you? Then Vishnuji came in his form as Vishnu. And as soon as Tulsi's chastity was broken, Shivji shot the trident at Shankhuda. And as soon as Shankhuda died, Tulsi knew because she was so chaste to her, she got the feeling that my husband has wished. And then Tulsi said, "Who you made me you made me go against my husband, you broke my vows of chastity. You're not a person, you're so hard-hearted, you become a stone, you become a rock." Now Vishnuji is smiling, he gets cursed all that. He was smiling and he said, "I accept your curse, but I'll become a rock, but I will not accept anybody's worship without you here." So Tulsi, then her this river, Gandaki, beautiful. They took the form of this Tulsi plant. So that's why it is said that without the leaf of Tulsi on anything that we offer to Krishna, he doesn't accept it. And he accepts it because Tulsi is there. No matter what we make, he accepts it because Tulsi is there and Tulsi presents it to Krishna. And this stone form of Vishnu, it became as Shaligram. So in the river Gandaki in Nepal, the Shaligram Shilas are all there. And they have different names depending upon the uh, um, different markings on that stone, the size, the shape of the rock. So different names are there. Like it could be Narsingh Shila, it could be Damodar Shila, it could be any other Shila. And they're only found in Nepal in that Gandaki river. And in fact, there's so many Shaligram Shilas where people go and just grab how many you want and they bring them. And for Shaligram Shila, just like for Govardhan Shila, they don't have to be installed. They are ready to be worshipped right away. So that's how Krishna became Shaligram, a stone, a rock. And actually, so the Kartik Purnima, Tulsi appeared that day, and also the day there, she married Narayan or Vishnu or Shaligram. So that's why in our temples, many temples all over India, they do that. Tulsi Shaligram Vivah that day. And Tulsi ji, because she is so dear to Krishna, so her eternal form in the spiritual world is Vrinda Gopi. And she is a prime Gopi who is responsible for all the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. So there is a place called Vrinda Kund near Nandagaon, where ISKCON has a beautiful temple now, and beautiful deity of Vrinda Devi is there. So in that complex behind the temple, there's a kunda called Gupta Kund. So that is the place where Radha Krishna meet every morning. First thing in the morning, that's where they meet. And then, obviously, then Krishna goes for milking the cows, Radharani goes for cooking for Krishna, and then the rest of the pastimes go on. But that is the place they meet first time. And then Vrinda Devi has 100,000 parrots as her spies. So they fly all over Vrindavan Braj area, and then they give Vrinda Devi the message. If Jatila is there coming nearby, if Kutila is there, if Radha and Krishna have to be informed, they have to be warned if something wrong is happening. So they are 100,000 parrots. And in fact, when we go to Vrinda Kund, that area, there are so many parrots over there. So now Vrinda Devi, so form as Tulsi in the material world. So this Tulsi is so dear to Krishna. First of all, he says, he doesn't accept anything if it's not offered with the Tulsi leaf. And it is said that, I mean, there's so many benedictions given in the scriptures. I don't even remember all of them. One thing is, if somebody just offers one tulsi leaf to Krishna in the month of Kartik, just one leaf, he gets the benefit of donating 1 crore cows to Brahmins. That's how dear Tulsi is to Krishna. When he says in Bhagavad Gita, Patram Pushmi Phalam Toyam Yomi Bhaktya Prayachati. So that patra, the leaf, actually it means Tulsi leaf. And he has made it so simple that, I mean, even the poor, even the most poor person, poorest person, can grow Tulsi leaf in his garden, in his front yard, backyard, anywhere, and he can, and Krishna accept. So serving Tulsi ji is like giving us a direct access to Golok Vrindavan. Because Krishna, that person becomes very dear to Krishna who serves Tulsi Devi. Just planting Tulsi, watering her every day, taking care of her, worshipping her, paying obeisances to her, circumambulating her every day. It, it gives immense opportunity to make advancement in bhakti. So this Tulsi, anybody, especially in India, anybody and everybody can do worshipping or serving Tulsi. But people don't know. And even if we don't know the spiritual or devotional benefits of serving Tulsi ji, even if we want to serve as material, with the material benedictions, Tulsi Devi um, gives out ozone. It's the only plant that gives out ozone, O3. And when O3 decomposes, it becomes oxygen and one O molecule, oxygen molecule. So means wherever Tulsi is, that area becomes pure, not just spiritually, not just etherically, but also physically. There cannot be any contamination in that area. In fact, it is said that if we keep Tulsi in water, so that water, even during solar eclipse, one can drink that water, there's no problem. It becomes so pure. Even physically or scientifically, one wants to say. So Tulsi ji has lots of medicinal values also because she's a pure devotee of Krishna. But we don't worship her for those medicinal values. We worship her for devotional values that she gives to everybody and anybody. So people talk about in Delhi the pollution, so much of pollution. One solution is to plant tulsi leaves, tulsi plants everywhere. That'll take care of the pollution. In fact, you said the house where tulsi is growing and thriving, there cannot be any ghost. Ghosts cannot come in that house. And that's how powerful tulsi is. But for us, we can, and even in scriptures also, just like in Chaitanya Charitamrita, when Advaita Acharya, he saw all the degradation of society around 500 some years ago, and he wanted to call for Krishna to appear, because he said, even although Advaita Acharya is Mahavishnu himself, he said, even I am not capable of fixing the society. Only Krishna has to come. So he read in a scripture that if you offer tulsi leaves with Ganges water on Shaligram, then anything that you want to ask, it will be fulfilled. So this is what Advaita Acharya did, because he used to live right on the bank of Ganges. So he grew tulsi and he was worshipping every day tulsi, his Shaligram Shila with tulsi and Ganges water. And he was praying to Krishna for him to appear and Krishna appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is one of the reasons Krishna appearing as Mahaprabhu is because of the prayers of Advaitacharya. And he used Tulsi ji in the service of Shaligram to call for Krishna. So anybody who offers one Tulsi to Krishna, Krishna becomes indebted to that person. In fact, when Govardhan Leela was there, we read about Govardhan Puja. And Krishna appeared as Govardhan. He accepted all the offerings of Brajvasis. And there's a village when you do Govardhan Parikrama, there's a village called Anyor. So Anyor means Govardhan was asking, give me more, give me more. He was still hungry. And Brajvasis ran from nearby villages, they brought everything on the bullock carts. And they brought everything, they offered to Govardhan. And Govardhan accepted everything and he ate it all. And he was still saying, Anyor, Anyor, give me more, give me more. And Brajvasis was like, everything is finished. Where are we going to get something more? But then one Brajvasi, he said, he understood what Giraji wants. So he just put one tulsi leaf for Giraji to eat. And when Giraji ate that, and he said, now I'm fully satisfied. And then he produced everything back. Whatever he had accepted, he produced everything back as it is. For all the Brajvasis to have a nice feast. And for us, for sadhakas like us who are trying, so for us it's very important when you chant our rounds, we should chant sitting next to Tulsi ji, because we can understand her mood of service or her love for Krishna. And when we sit there, when we pray to her, and when we chant next to her, we can try to develop that mood. In fact, when we do this Tulsi Puja every day, we do pray to Tulsi to make me your maid servant, so that I can also get into the service of Radha and Krishna. So we are begging Tulsi Maharani every day to make us her maid servant, to make us her dasi, so we can also serve Radha and Krishna. But those who don't have this kind of understanding, this kind of knowledge, this kind of vision for Tulsi Maharani, just like our first Prime Minister, Jawaharlal Nehru, he said, what's the use of growing Tulsi everywhere? We should have plants of bangan, eggplant. So at least people can eat and fill up their bellies. This was his vision. But this is, of course, from materialistic point of view, his vision could be right, but from devotional point of view, it's nonsense. If Tulsi Devi is pleased, Krishna will be pleased, and Krishna can supply unlimited amount of food or anything that we want. What's difficult for Krishna to do that? But only a devotee can understand that. That's the problem. But in India, weather is nice and people grow Tulsi everywhere. In fact, every household should have a Tulsi plant where we can serve, we can worship, or at least we get pay obeisances, do the parikrama, take around to sing a Brahman. Tani pranashati pradakshina pade. So much of benefit. Just in parikrama of Tulsi Maharani. So this is how powerful. And there are devotees in Russia. When I did Brajmandal Parikrama, one Mataji was there from Russia, and she carried Tulsi Maharani on her head, the whole part with Tulsi, for a full month of Kartik, wherever we went. She did to serving Tulsi Maharani. And it's so easy to actually. So it's we can more about Tulsi Maharani file the story of and and we should adopt some mood the way she serves Radha and Krishna. We should adopt that mood of service. And Shankchuda, okay, yeah, Shankchuda when Shivji killed him, he he took his bones and threw them in the ocean. So these bones of Shankchuda, they became the conscience, even till today. So that's why, because first of all, he was killed by this trident of Vishnu, and then he was Shridam himself, Shankchuda, and then he had married Tulsi ji. So these bones of Shankchuda and further on bones became conch shell. That's why this conch shell is very auspicious, very pure. And that's why this conch shell is used in the temples to worship Vishnu. Because otherwise the bones we don't use in service of Krishna. And for any bone we touch, we have to take bath. But this bone is pure, is auspicious. So anyway, so I'll stop here. See anybody has any question or comment.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. No questions, just comments. Beautiful Katha Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's beautiful story about Tulsi, and not too many people know about it. And in fact, we should. Well, when it's going to happen? We should try to take a trip to Nepal to Gandaki River and if somebody wants to bring Shaligram Shila to worship, we can do that. So I guess we can stop here. You all have a wonderful day.